forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, House shot with a rest bar,
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Bounce is back. You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Tell you twice, I'm a thief for the night. I did some wrong, but I'm always right. Said I know how to shoot, and I know how to fight. If I tell you once, I'll tell you twice. I'm real discreet, like a thief in the night. Look.
Welcome to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. on that drive home of yours. Hopefully it's not too much traffic, or you might be at home already. Hello, wherever you are. Welcome to the show. If you want to weigh in, you're always welcome to call. You're part of the Raw Report. You report just like I do. So feel free to call at 1-800-920-1580. You can also join us over on our YouTube page. And I say us because I'm usually in there engaging with all of our community over there. It's always a very nice little chat room going on over there. So feel free to do that. And while you are over there on the internet, you should be following all of us on our social media platforms, KBLA 1580 and at Robin Ayers. Follow me on all of my socials. It's a good idea to do that. There's a lot going on in the world nowadays. But man, when I tell you, oh my goodness, one topic in particular I'm very excited to get to today, just because this story, I mentioned it the other day, this story is just lighting up all over. Everybody has something to say about it. People are either going to make jokes about something or be serious about certain topics as well. We do want to give a shout out and a very special birthday posthumously to the late Pop Smoke. That's his song right there playing right now. Pop Smoke was, that was a very traumatic way that he had to pass away. And, I'm saddened at that. But, his music still continues. And I'm telling you, he had such a promising future. But anyway, that's the way that went. We will definitely play some more music of his in celebration of his birthday. Well, I do want to go ahead and get straight to the topics of today. Let's not keep you waiting any longer.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
The conversation that I talked about, I brought it up recently, is really regarding the young lady in Alabama who went missing. And I wasn't going to talk about it initially. I did bring it up as an update at one point, but now you have all these, it's found its way into the entertainment business. And I guess a lot of it is because you find a lot of journalists who are entertainers as well, or shows and different things like that. So you have so many people chiming in on this story, and it's an unfortunate story, but I feel like we have to talk about it because we absolutely do. We can't ignore it. But yeah, there are several people who are talking about that. You can see from the flyer, if you're in our YouTube, you can see that Charlamagne Tha God, obviously, he has some things to say. Tamika Mallory, who is an activist whom we love, she also has some things to say. So we'll definitely talk about that. We're also going to talk about Wendy Williams. And recently she celebrated a birthday, and there were several people online talking about they could not find her. They didn't know where Wendy Williams was. We did hear from her son not long ago saying, that she was being she was being taken advantage of by different people in her camp, and no one really knew where Wendy Williams was. We may have some updates on that. We'll talk about that, and a very sad update with her story. We just got to keep Wendy Williams in prayer. We really got to get to this Bryson Bryant story. This is Nene Leakes' son, who was arrested for fentanyl possession. We have to talk about that because I've been putting it off. We've been having some great conversations on the Rob Report, and that's the reason why. But we are going to do that on the other side with our entertainment contributor when we bring her in when we come forward. You are listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at the Rob Report. Keep it locked.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attention boss ladies, it's time to refresh, restore, and renew. Announcing the Restored Leadership Brunch and Wellness Summit, Saturday, July 22nd at Levels in downtown Los Angeles. Enjoy delicious brunch and refreshing mimosas while networking with other boss ladies. Meet representatives from Nike, Puma, and the Los Angeles Lakers. And prepare to unlock your inner CEO with the amazing Dr. Karen, founder of the MK Circle CEO Institute. Sis, it's hard to prioritize yourself. That's why the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation created the Restored Leadership Brunch and Wellness Summit. Connect, discover, refuel, and realign. Save your seat now at restoredevents.com. This is an exclusive event and seats will fill up fast. That's Saturday, July 22nd at 12 noon at Levels Downtown, located at 888 South Olive Street. Register now at restoredevents.com. What's up, LA? The Reparationist community got something real special going down in historic Leimert Park. August 12th, 2023. This event is sponsored by Reparations United and Black Pact, fighting for justice and empowering our community. Together, we can make moves. We have an insane lineup for y'all. The sultry Rotimi, the king of LA, The Game, smooth Eric Benet, and none other than the powerful sounds of blackness. Also, we have some special guests in the house. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, State Senator Stephen Bradford, LA's beloved Councilwoman Heather Hutt, and many more. They're bringing their passion and leadership to the stage. Mark your calendars, August 12th, 2023, Leimert Park. Let's come together, support each other, and make a difference. Peace, love, and reparations benefit concert and unity rally. Be there or be left out. Produced by Tara Perry of Black Pact and Cam Howard of Reparations United.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Find special savings on top brands like DeWalt. Right now, save $60 when you buy a DeWalt impact driver or drill for just $99 each. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members will earn 3 times the bonus points when shopping the Pro Zone. Shop in-store and online today. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. DeWalt offer valid 7/17 through 8/2. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts if any. Valid through 7/28. Subject to change.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw
Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And you already know, I'm not here to do this by myself. I have an entertainment contributor who is no stranger to the Raw Report. You know her. This is Ty Lee. She's the owner of The Headline. Hey, Ty, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm still trying to stay cool in this LA weather. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's no joke out here. But it's good to have you with us on the Raw Report. I definitely want to break down this entire conversation. I know I'm not breaking any news here. This is a story that's been going on for several days now. We all know about Carlee Russell, who went missing. Apparently, I say that in quotations, but she was gone for some days. And this was over in Birmingham. Shout out to my family out there. I see you in Alabama. Okay, but yeah, she went missing, and we as a community, we lit it up. I was very proud of what we did in our community. We went full-fledged over on social media. Everybody started to use their voices because we know that when it comes to the entirety of the headline, or the major mainstream news outlets, they don't do enough for Black women, or they don't put the same sort of resources into the Black community and missing women and men that they do white men and women. This is just this is just what we know, and it's really unfortunate. There are so many stories that don't have the appropriate resources and voices behind them. So we came together as a people. You saw this story, and it gained traction very fast because we were all on it. We were like, this doesn't make sense. This young woman, she pulled over on the highway. For those who don't know exactly what happened, she pulled over. She called the police saying that she sees a toddler walking on the highway, or on the side of the highway, who was naked, were basically just wearing a diaper. She from that point on, she calls her brother's girlfriend, and she's telling her the same story. It went on from there. If you don't know the entire story, make sure you Google it so you can get all of the details, because at this point they've had press conferences about detail for detail exactly what has happened. But we now know after after 48 hours to be precise, she showed back up to her parents' house. And when I tell you, my mouth hit the floor, Ty. My jaw was on the ground. I was like, it's a blessing. It's a miracle that she appeared, because the chances are very slim. Once it's been 24 hours or more, the chances of you surviving that are very slim. And so the fact that she reappeared and she showed up at her parents' house, I was so happy. And I'm like, we got to know the story. What happened? Well, fast forward, we now know that the police department and all of the detectives who were looking into this case, they wound up looking into her and her history, her search history. What is she looking for on her phone and on her computer, on the internet? And they found that this young lady had searched several things that were very, very suspect before she came up missing. She was searching how to take money from the register without getting caught. She was searching, do you need to pay for an Amber Alert? She was searching one-way tickets from Birmingham. She was searching the movie Taken 2, which we know is about a woman who was taken. She was abducted. And when we heard that, Ty, when I heard that information, I don't even know what to say. I mean, my mind went so many different ways, but I was more than anything, I was so disappointed in her.
Yes.
I was so disappointed in her. And before we get into bringing all of the now celebrities and everyone who's talking about this story, before we get into that, give me your thoughts as well. I told you I was happy when I saw that she returned, and then I was disappointed. I kind of went through a myriad of emotions. Let me know what you thought about this entire situation.
I feel like she owes me money for all the trauma she has caused me. I felt like I was out there.
Pay your dollars, Carlee. Yeah, come pay them ducats.
I was so stressed out. I was looking at her Instagram, looking at her boyfriend's Instagram, trying to track her history. And it's just crazy because you would not expect something like this from such a woman at a high caliber. So we thought, you're a college educated woman, you're a part of one of the most pristine sororities there are, like you're a nurse student. It's just so frustrating. It's so disappointing. And the story itself just drained me. Like, honestly, Robin, I am tired. And it's all because of Miss Carlee.
And it's because of Miss Carlee. Okay, well, we, obviously we have all come to our own ideas of what exactly happened. Some say that she was just with a friend. other people say. This just, I mean, we're all calling her, you know, a liar. Out here in these streets, we calling her a liar. It has not been confirmed. They have not said it. They have not literally said, we found that all of these events that she stated were untrue and that we're pressing charges against her, which is personally what I think should happen because, number one, she did waste the resources of the local enforcement. She wasted so many resources, so much time that once we get, this is what made me mad. The fact that sometimes we scream as Black people, we scream from the mountaintops, Ty. We say, look at us, help us, please, somebody see us, put your voices with ours, join in with us, use your platform, use your resources. We say all of those things, and when we get a story, when we get a situation and what we believe to be a real life situation that is of dire need, all of a sudden, here we find out that you're lying, you know, and you know, this is allegedly, let me say, you've allegedly lied, okay? And so it's really unfortunate. A lot of people are saying, you know, the parents were in on it or knew what happened, but kind of continued to perpetuate the story because things just didn't look right. Things didn't sound right when they've done interviews, the parents. You know, it's just
instantly did interviews. It was like, why are y'all so quick to speak out?
Absolutely.
I thought you need to focus on your daughter.
Absolutely. You know, on one hand, you go from let me allow us to have our privacy to, you know, the next day you're on television saying my daughter fought for her life and, you know, this and that and the other. But we do have a certain amount. There's now several people who are speaking out about this. Let's go ahead and play this clip by Charlamagne Tha God, who says she needs to, he's funny. He says, you know, she was looking at the movie Taken 2, but there's some other movies that she does need to be looking at. Let's go ahead and listen to Charlamagne.
Use Google after you run it by people. I'm not even going to get into the movie she was searching. You really going to search Taken and then allegedly faking abduction? Really? Okay, I'll tell you some other movies that she should have been searching that she can relate to. I got a list. Dumb and Dumber, Dumb and Dumber 2, Ridiculousness, that's a good TV show. Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Wildin' Out, because she was wildin'. Okay, A Stupid Idea, that's a good flick. These are all real movies and TV shows, by the way. This Fool, that was on Hulu. Okay, what you think she at home Googling now? Caught. Mardia goes to jail. Orange is the New Black. Life. I'm just saying. I saw the good brother Roy Woods make a great point yesterday, and he said, get your jokes off, but be careful with the outrage because you're dealing with a southern court system that loves to make an example out of black folks.
Yes.
And that girl knows she lying
Yes.
will turn into, damn, they really gave her 5 years just that fast. Now, look, Carlee probably lied. Well, don't let that distract us from the fact that
Oh my God. Okay, so where he's going with this is, I love the fact that he pointed that out. Roy Woods talking about, listen, you guys can joke around with this and all that, but let's keep in mind this is a real situation happening with this young lady's life and her family, and where you are in the South, they don't play that, and they will try to make an example out of you. So while we're right now making jokes and we're upset, think about this. It wasn't a light situation. Nothing that she did there was nothing light about it, but if she winds up being charged for something like this, they could very possibly just put her in the slammer and like just lock it and close it for some years. And then would we be like, okay, you're doing too much? Will we then start crying for justice for Carlee again? I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
The thing is, a lot of people are saying when you make false police reports, especially ones that are nationwide, it definitely requires, you know, some discipline, and you need to pay for what you've done. But I'm gonna go on a sidebar. The many times that people who are not of color have made false police reports that went nationwide and did not get any type of trouble. Is this a mental issue that we're facing, or is she just a person that is just making a horrible decision? And I just want to know. I'm just curious about the whole process. There have been so many people who cried wolf and lied for centuries and years and did not go to jail. So the fact that there were resources used in this situation, does she need to go to jail for it, or does she need to go to a mental institution?
You made a good point there. I do believe, though, there is something to say about an entire department or unit of of authorities who will put their resources out there and it becomes a national story. And then when you find out that it wasn't true, it's almost like you've been made a mockery of, so maybe that sort of is an underlying reason why they would choose to press charges on someone versus another. Like, hey, everybody knew we were involved. Everybody knew we spent days on this. But speaking of mental health, I know a lot of people tend to go that route first. Mental health. There's this idea that when something goes awry, where something goes the way that we don't think it should have gone, or we wouldn't have made that decision, everybody tends to point out mental illness. And mental illness is such a serious thing that we shouldn't take it lightly, and we shouldn't be so quick to label people with that. That is something that you have to be either diagnosed with, something that these people are familiar with themselves, and say, hey, I've been dealing with a form of mental illness or something like that. But I don't think it's just something we should throw out. But with that being said, Young Miami, part of City Girls, she's a rapper, and she actually chimed in. She was thanking Charlamagne Tha God for I guess his stance also is that not everything is mental illness. And she says not everything is mental illness. Some people will do anything for attention. And she says she doesn't see that this is a mental illness in Carlee's case. We don't know. We've not heard from the young lady at all. We've heard from her parents, but what is that doing? That ain't done nothing for us. So
we even heard from her boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend.
Okay, well, that's the other thing. The ex-boyfriend or boyfriend, are we saying that he's the ex-boyfriend because he's taken everything down from his social media?
Oh, that's my assumption, of course. They still follow each other on social media, but he definitely took down the post that featured her. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. The
post, stick beside it.
Yeah. However, stick beside it if that's what you choose. Now, Tamika Mallory, who we know as an activist, and when I tell you, Tamika Mallory shows up for us, for our community.
Yes,
she goes, she will fly to whatever state, whatever city that it causes for. She is always on the front lines, and I truly respect her. And she was also one to use her voice when Carlee Russell went missing. And, also people like that who say, this is not, we need to use our resources. You guys need to treat us like you would treat white people. When you have people who are on the front lines using their voices like that, I would assume, too, you would think you've made a mockery of me also, because I put my voice on you. I put my stamp of approval on this. Well, Tamika Mallory, she went on and did a live stream after it was revealed from the press conference, everything that Carlee Russell was searching. She was like, this is such a dangerous game, and in my mind, I'm thinking, Carlee, was your intention just to keep this on a local level? Was your intention just to, make your parents afraid, or, your loved ones who are in your close circle? What were the intentions? That's what I would love someone to ask her. Maybe she did not mean for this to go to a national level like it did, but it did.
Right.
It definitely did. So, but she's absolutely right, Tamika Mallory. It is very true. We need to understand as a people, we can't pull things off like this. We shouldn't, because we got a whole community that we're asking to back us. And when they do, when we all come together and we do back stories like this and people like this, you can't make a mockery of them. You just simply can't. Candace Owens is another one. Now, Candace Owens sort of called this from the beginning. She basically, she's going in and talking about, Carlee, and she didn't believe it. Everybody said that this is Jussie Smollett part 2. We know that
she wasn't wrong. That's so heartbreaking.
She wasn't wrong. And that's the whole thing about it. I rarely agree with Candace Owens, but in this situation, I guess she had either the discernment or the foresight. I don't know. She had something in order to say, that she was lying. And it's really unfortunate. I don't know what's going to come of this situation. Obviously, we're going to report on the Raw Report everything that we find out about this particular case. But I want to get to some of these comments here. Okay, so Nico says another Jussie Smollett, exactly. Bold glaze, play silly games, you win silly prizes. Absolutely. Forensic accountant, that is wrong. It definitely is. Bold Glaze, again, resources that could have helped someone else in need. And those are the problems that I have with it. Just, that this could have absolutely been used. That time, those resources could have been used towards someone else. I also have this thing, and I don't know, I've battled it since I was a young lad. I have this thing where I have such pride in our people, and I don't want anybody else looking at us sideways. I don't want to give anybody a reason to look at us sideways. Now, this is not shucking and jiving for the man. This is not, doing a two-step to look cool. This is not that per se. This is just, I never want to give reason for anybody else to say we look crazy, we look foolish, we aren't educated, we aren't smart. Now, obviously, we can go there and talk about how black people aren't a monolith. I love the quote, okay? And it's true. It is. I love it. Yeah. But there are so many different people. We're all a beautiful mix who come from different areas and different backgrounds. But in this situation, I just hate that it makes the community as a whole look bad. And that's my opinion. That's just where I stand with it. Do you have any thoughts about that on how it makes us look as a whole, Ty?
It makes us look bad because it's just like, what was the reason, Carlee? She literally called 911 and gave a play-by-play, even down to her real name, down to the actual color of her car, make and model. She gave step-by-step of where she was. Why did you go so far to be so honest on a 911 call, all to do a hoax? Like, there wasn't it makes me question if she was telling the truth and if there is some truth behind what actually happened.
Yeah.
I'm curious because why were you so honest?
Yeah.
And it's just so sad, but I want to applaud our people because at the end of the day, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. As Tamika said, we were fighting to find this young lady. We had our boots on the ground, on social media, calling out for justice. And we don't need a situation of a little boy who cried wolf, like I said before. Yeah. We need to still continue, no matter what the situation is. If somebody is missing, we still need to fight just as hard because there are people who are missing day to day. And it's disappointing that this happened, but we still got to fight for those who are actually missing.
That's a great point, and we will end it on that note, this particular conversation. But when we come forward, I definitely want to get to Wendy Williams, and I definitely want to get to Bryson Bryant, who was arrested for fentanyl possession. Right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. I want you guys to stay right there and join in on the conversation when we come forward. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Cleanup is underway in North Carolina after a major EF3 tornado that tore through the region. Local EMA officials are reporting at least 89 homes and building structures were damaged, and 16 people were injured just east of Raleigh. The Federal Reserve has launched its own instant money transfer service. FedNow allows individuals and businesses to send and receive payments within seconds, and it will be available 24/7. The service is being rolled out at 35 participating banks, including JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. And the home Las Vegas police searched in connection to the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur is tied with the wife of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. Davis is a reputed gang member whose nephew has previously been accused of being the gunman who killed Shakur. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
In Anaheim on the 57 northbound before you get to Catella Avenue, got a brand new crash. The right lane is blocked. You're going to see a lot of slowing coming away from the 22. Also in Anaheim Hills, 91 eastbound before you get to Weir Canyon Road. Got a crash in the second lane from your left is blocked. It's already slow from Kramer Glassell. And in Costa Mesa, 55 southbound before 22nd Street. Got a crash clearing over to the right shoulder area.
Start saving on the road with Valero's 100 Days of Summer. Get fuel-saving snacks, swag, and more every day all summer long. Only with Valero Pay Plus. Download the app and start saving right now. Additional terms and conditions apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are off today. They start a 3-game series tomorrow in Texas against the Rangers. The Dodgers lead the Giants and Arizona by a game and a half in the NL West. The Rams took their entire football teams from Dorsey and Lincoln High Schools on a tour of SoFi Stadium. Dorsey and Lincoln are two of LA's prominent inner-city high schools. The SoFi tour was part of the Rams Leadership and Community Building Program for inner-city youth. The Rams and Chargers open training camp on Tuesday. The Rams will be at UC Irvine, the Chargers in Costa Mesa. The Cleveland Browns are the next NFL team to open their training camp. They hit the field tomorrow. The defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs begin camp on Saturday. The Brooklyn Nets and Cleveland Cavaliers will play each other in a regular season game in Paris on January 11th. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rep spot,
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580. JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on.
Who's got next?
And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
what the?
Tell me why did you do this to me?
This is Andy's song right here. You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Dedicated to Carlee. Andy is on it. DJ A Plus. Okay. We are having a very good conversation surrounding Carlee Russell, the missing woman who was in Alabama. She's no longer missing, by the way. She is returned home to her parents and now having to deal with law enforcement and anybody else who tries to come after her, saying that she's lied about the entire thing. And now, of course, you've opened yourself up because this is a national story. She's completely opened herself up to all kinds of people using their platforms to talk about this, including Charlamagne Tha God, Tamika Mallory, Candace Owens, Young Miami, and so many other people. We just don't have time to talk about them all. But we're having this conversation with our entertainment contributor of the day, Ty Lee. And I'm glad to have you back in here, Ty Lee. I do want to go on and talk about this Wendy Williams story. Now, Wendy Williams, it's unfortunate. It's a sad situation. But the bottom line is this. She has been in and out of rehab. You know that she had some physical ailments that she was dealing with, but in addition to that, she had some drug use and alcoholism problems. Now, this is no speculation. She has admitted to all of this, and she's been in and out of rehab. But now what we're learning from a judge is that in the findings, this judge is mediating the divorce between herself and her ex, Kevin Hunter, and Wendy Williams was actually paying him some money, okay, some, alimony of some sorts, spousal support or some sort of support. And Kevin is now looking for more money, and the judge tells him that she has no more money. She's out of money. According to this judge who is overseeing this entire mediation, she has no more money. And apparently her son, who we talked about very recently a few weeks ago, said that she was being taken advantage of. We know that there were so many different things going on with Wendy Williams. It is a tragedy to see how someone who was so successful, whether you liked Wendy Williams or not, whether you had supported her in her show or her career or not, it was very upsetting to see the sort of decline of her career and her relationship, and it all unfolded online. Were you one of those people, Ty, who just kind of in real time, as she was, on her show, and she would break down crying or she would talk about her own situation, were you one of those people following her situation?
I was, and honestly, I'm one of the people that actually loves Wendy because I respect her hustle. Like, she's been in the game for so long, and she's been featured in songs, and people know who Wendy Williams is by her name alone. So to see all the trials and tribulations that she's going through, from the alcoholism, from the divorce, and Kevin taking all of her money, it's hurtful. It's sad.
It
really
is.
Sad.
It really is. Forensic accountant. Now, this is an interesting and forensic accountant, feel free to comment or explain this, but the comment says, Wendy used to joke about some personal effects she gave me as part of her death file, saying that I shouldn't sell them until she dies. I don't ever plan to sell them. Love you, Win. Okay, this sounds like a personal relationship maybe that you have with Wendy Williams. Well, we don't know exactly the everything that's going on with her and her money and her relationships. But from what we understand, recently there are several people who mentioned online that they could not contact her or they couldn't find her when it was her birthday just last week or so, around last week. They said that they couldn't reach out to her, but from what we know now, it's being reported that she's back in rehab for alcoholism. So again, this entire thing is sad, and I'm not doing it to slander. I'm not bringing up this story to say anything other than what I believe, which is, as a people, when we don't know anything, we're not held accountable to anything. But now that we know, or reportedly, this is all alleged information, right? But from these stories that we're hearing, but if we know it, we should come together and we should be praying for her. We should be trying to help her through, because she still is one of our own, and at the very least, she's gonna be she will be known still maybe in the journalism world as like a blueprint. you know, and
Yeah.
she's a story that we'll never forget. We'll never forget her and her personality or anything like that. So Wendy Williams is someone certainly that we should be praying for.
Definitely, definitely. And for her son as well. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a lot for him to bear, dealing with his mother's health and knowing that she's not being cared for the way she should, the person that's guarding her money. The fact that he is aware of that, and it's heartbreaking because he's a young child that shouldn't be worried about all of this so early.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Okay, forensic accountant made it clear. You've known her since 2003. So forensic accountant, if that's someone that you know personally and you want to get the word out and let her know once you do speak to her that the community is keeping her uplifted in prayer. Speaking of prayer,
how you do it?
The next person that needed, I'm sorry, is Bryson Bryant. I'm sorry, Bryson Bryant, who is Nene Leakes' son. I've been trying to get to this story for several days now. He is the eldest son of Nene Leakes, who is a reality star, businesswoman. She's an actress, all of these different things. Well, I don't know what has gotten to him. I don't know his upbringing because he was older when she landed that show, which the show that I'm speaking about is The Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was her oldest son, and then she had a younger son with her late husband, Greg Leakes. And from what we know, he's now been he actually has been in trouble with some drugs and alcohol and things like that before, Bryson Bryant here. But now this young man who has a baby, all of these things have played out in the news. He's got a baby, he's got a baby mama or a girlfriend. He has a house that his mother has purchased for him. He has now been arrested for felony possession of fentanyl. And the reason why this story grabs me is not because of it's Nene Leakes' son or anything like that, but it's mainly about the fact that it's fentanyl. I mean, how many stories do we have to talk about people dying from fentanyl for people to actually pick up on it, people to actually get it and realize that it's not gonna be safe for you. It's not gonna turn out good for you in any way, shape, or fashion. So I don't understand how this man who has access to everything, not only like materialistically, but I'm saying knowledge, information, he's got access, and you still over here carrying or using, hopefully not using or selling, you're possessing it for a reason. I don't know if it's for your personal use or whatever, but when will you understand that fentanyl is not the one? Ty, when will he understand it?
Apparently never. I know it's not the thing to do, and I would never.
I don't understand. Well, anyway, once he was arrested for the possession and several other charges, by the way, this is to me the most extreme. He also gave, this is what's sad, this makes me feel like he's using it. That's my that's my speculation, and maybe I shouldn't say that, but because why would you do this? He gives the police officers who are arresting him his younger brother's name. He's trying to give his younger brother, so now you're trying to give your younger brother a rep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It is just really a sad case sort of playing out because, and by that I mean we've seen this over some years now. We've seen him get into trouble, and I don't know how this affects him. I don't know how this affects the life of his family or his mother. I don't even know if that's of any importance at the moment. I think the main thing is to get him help. Apparently, he's been appointed a public defender because he can't afford an attorney right now. And whether he can or can't and his mother can or can't, it's just a sad story. It's just winding down. And it kind of reminds me of this Wendy Williams story where we're looking at it unfold in front of us in real time. And we see like you're watching a movie and you're like, turn right. Because, right.
It's like
ahead.
a ticking time bomb at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where they go from here or what kind of help, hopefully, that his mother can provide to him or anyone around that community who can provide to him. I don't know, but hopefully something very soon before this turns into something that we don't want it. Thomas Outlaw says Mr. Bryant needs to go to work in the kitchen washing dishes of the old lady gang spot. Old lady gang is the restaurant of Candy Burris and her husband, Todd. And I think that's really funny. Thomas, thank you so much for the comedy right there. Let's see here. Forensic accountant is talking about Wendy Williams in the Radio Hall of Fame. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, anything more on Bryson Bryant other than the well wishes? Ty, anything you want to send off? Any last notes you want to give?
What did Body Glaze say earlier? You play silly games, you win silly prizes. He gonna find out the hard way. You've been accused of stealing razors and trying to print counterfeit checks and drug usage and trying to throw your brother's name under the bus. I thought blood was thicker than water, and apparently it is not, in his opinion. So I'm going to do better. You're 33 years old, sir. You got to get it together at some point.
Got to get it together. Absolutely, I agree with you. And I said Bode Glaze. Is it Body Glaze? I'm so sorry. Are we both guessing? We both guessing? Okay. All right. All right, that's fair. Okay, well, Ty, it was really great having you on today. It always is. I truly appreciate it. Let everybody know where they can find you online.
You can find me on Instagram at Simply Ty. That is SIMPLEETHAI.
I will go ahead and write that in the chat because it's real nice. It's real cute. I love the way you spell your name. Well, thank you, Ty. Enjoy the rest of your night, and please stay cool out here in these LA streets, okay?
You too. Listen, you too.
Yes, I definitely will. Thank you so much. Enjoy your night. When we come forward, we will get to your Who's Got Next and what not to miss on the other side. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Raw Report.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hollywood Walk of Fame stars in 2024. Stay tuned to find out who's in next year's class. I'm Aisha Cairo with your K-Black Minute News. A new group of 31 entertainment professionals across film, television, radio, recording, and sports entertainment will have their names etched into Hollywood's history in 2024. One of the most celebrated names on the list was the beloved Chadwick Boseman. Others for the class of 2024 in Hollywood Walk of Fame was this year's Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh in the motion picture category. Other notable names include Chris Pine, Gwen Stefani, Andre, Dr. Dre, Young, Otis Redding, Christina Ricci, Brandy Norwood, Harry Washington, and more. The dates for the star ceremonies have not yet been scheduled. To find out all 31 inductees, visit youtube.com/Walk of Fame. Have you heard about Lendistry? Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw
Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
I got to tell y'all, I am reading all through your comments in this YouTube, and it's really funny. You guys are truly, truly funny. Let's go ahead and get into this really cool song. I like it a lot. This is your Who's Got Next. This is Isaiah J. Baby Come Back.
Isaiah J. Yeah, I would be a fool if I let you walk away. About you, I don't play. I would really act a fool. Like you say, bro, you got it all. Call you a buffet. These streets are ghetto, and I don't wanna go back to them. Like what I got, I don't really wanna trade it in. No, I don't wanna trade it in. I don't think I'll ever find someone to back me up like you're my spine. I'm gonna wine and dine, cause how I got you is how I keep you long, long time. I don't think I'll ever find, I don't wanna ever try. You are always on my mind, so this time, yeah. Baby, come back, giving you attention you deserve lately. Wanna spoil you on a daily. I just need you to like Mariah, you will always be my baby. Your love drives me crazy. I just need you to, I just want you to. So come back like a boomerang. I'm human, sometimes we make mistakes, but I can fix it. Give me the chance to commit it. I'm sprung, you got me, yeah. Don't make me bleed. I don't think I'll ever find someone to back me up like you're my spine. I'm gonna wine and dine, cause how I got you is how I keep you long, long time. I don't think I'll ever find, I don't wanna ever try. You are always on my mind, so this time, baby, giving you attention you deserve lately. Wanna spoil you on a daily. Come on. I just need you to come back, Mariah. You will always be my baby. Your love drives me crazy. I just need you to. I just want you to. Please don't
It's
go,
a vibe.
baby. If you live, this house is not a home. Oh, please don't go, baby. If you live, this house is not a home. Baby, come back. Giving you attention you deserve.
Okay, breakdown.
Wanna
Yeah.
spoil you on a daily. I just need you to. Mariah, you will always be my baby. Your love drives me crazy. I just need you to. I just want you to.
All right, if you're anything like me, I just like so many different types of music. As long as it gives me a vibe, or if it gives me a different kind of feel and it makes me think about somewhere else or makes me feel something like I'm somewhere else, you know, music in and of itself will change your entire mood. And so that song is something that I can see playing in my playlist. I truly like it. Apparently, y'all are feeling it too. Forrest Harrison. Forrest Harrison says, my 16-year-old daughter says that's fire. Shout out to your 16-year-old daughter. Pretty Brown Mimi also says he's giving a younger Chris Brown vibe. Okay, I like it. Penny Thompson is definitely a vibe. Coffee Cup says it's a vibe. 100. Okay, I see y'all. Coffee Cup, yeah, that's definitely a Chris Brown vibe. I could see that. That whole like run it. That's that old, that old young Chris Brown. Well, shout out to Isaiah J. The song is called Baby Come Back. And, the goal is always, always for us to play and support people who are on the come up, people who are, doing their thing. And Isaiah J seems to be doing that. So shout out to Isaiah J. All right. What I don't want you to miss. Okay. All right. It's going down. Monica Floyd and True Vision Media Group, they're doing all these amazing things over the weekend. Well, it's starting tonight with a wonderful comedy night. And actually, if you were watching the show last week, we had on Buddy Lewis, who is a comedian who is part of the Kings of LA film. If y'all saw that interview, he is just a funny guy. Anyway, he's going to be doing stand-up comedy there tonight. Chris Spencer, several people. So that's tonight. Tomorrow, it's every single day of this weekend. So today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, there's going to be things. But what I don't want you to miss is any of those events, actually. You should definitely go to TrueVisionMediaGroup.com. TrueVisionMediaGroup.com in order to get your tickets on any of those things. I'll be in the building. I will be there. I will be repping for myself, I guess. But yeah, no, it's definitely to support True Vision Media Group and Monica Floyd, who is always doing some amazing things, especially for the community. And so if you are interested in any of that, definitely check that out. Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to see it was so much going on inside of the comments, inside of the YouTube today that I couldn't really see anything, but I know you guys really got stirred up behind that Carlee Russell conversation. And I know, very much like Jussie Smollett, many of you were also upset about that. So, yeah, we'll just keep you informed. Whatever we find out about Carlee Russell, we'll definitely let you know about it on the Rob Report. I'm so sad I didn't put up a question of the day, and at this point, I think it's a little bit too late. So tomorrow, on tomorrow's show, I will make sure that I have something nice for you guys to answer, or maybe a couple of different questions for you guys to get down with, because, you know, I love to do that. It gives me an opportunity to find out more about you. Actually, had you thought about that? Have you thought about that? So I know I let you guys know about me a little bit, and, you know, I want to know more about you as well. So definitely appreciate you all. Well, it's been a great show. Thank you so much to Ty Lee for calling in for the Rob Report and being my entertainment contributor. We definitely appreciate her as always. And when we come forward, you already know what time it is. It is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. You don't want to miss it because he's always got a fire show, and tonight is no different. The topic is Let the Venom Hit 'em. Okay, bars. Listen, you guys, my name is Robin Ayers, your host, and remember today and every day forward to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A Supreme Court ethics bill is being advanced by Senate Democrats. The bill would set up a code of conduct